Behind polished smiles and well-pressed suits of the Jehovah's Witnesses lies a world that many people never see. Jehovah's Witnesses claim to be God's organization, but beneath the surface is a storm of scandals, changing doctrines, and legal battles at many fronts. From multi-million-dollar lawsuits and child abuse cover-ups to a membership exodus, things are worse than you think. This is the shocking truth about how bad things are with the Jehovah's Witnesses and why their future hangs in a balance. You have heard the knock on the door, but you have not heard the full story. Stick with me, and this will change the way you see the Jehovah's Witnesses forever. The question we have to ask is, are Jehovah's Witnesses as nice as they seem? Jehovah's Witnesses have carefully crafted the image of a happy, God-fearing group that has everything under control. But is that really the case? Jehovah's Witnesses are often seen as polite, well-dressed individuals spreading their faith door to door. But beneath the surface lies a highly controlled community governed by the powerful governing body, an elite group of 8 men based in New York that is supported by several helpers of different committees. This group controls nearly every aspect of witness life, from what they read to how they dress to how they handle family relationships. From members who question the rules, the punishment is severe disfellowshipping. This practice of shunning cuts individuals off from their family, friends, and sometimes even from their children. The emotional toll can be devastating. Disfellowshipping is a form of abuse, says Lloyd Evans, a former elder turned activist, who describes it as psychological torture. When you are disfellowshipped by the Jehovah's Witnesses, you actually get shunned. And this is where everyone, your friends, your colleagues, your family members, actually totally shun you. Now, let's watch this clip from Jehovah's Witnesses' own production, just a short clip about how a woman even shunned her own mother who brought her up.
Mom's disfellowshipping still feels so raw.
Elsa, please speak up. I miss you so much. I just want to hear your voice.
It's such a struggle. I miss her. She taught me the truth, gave me a stable life. She was my closest friend. What's the harm in just calling once in a while? To chat. Maybe I can even help her to come back to Jehovah.
The other indicator of how bad things are is the scandal of New Light. Now, what is New Light? New Light basically is an explanation for Jehovah's Witnesses when they've taught a particular doctrine. Sometimes they've taught that for years and years, but all of a sudden, when they want to change that doctrine, they call it New Light. They'll basically argue that God, by the means of the Holy Spirit, has revealed new light to them, which has enabled them to have a clarified understanding, and therefore they are going to explain to the members what this new light is all about. Now, let's listen to Jeffrey as he propounds what this new light is and how this new light comes about. And after that, we are going to look at the reasons behind this new light that Jehovah's Witness is talking about.
In recent years, the annual meeting has been an occasion where clarified understanding of Bible truths, a new light, has been announced and explained. Of course, it's not at every annual meeting that this takes place, but when Jehovah makes something known, often it's at the annual meeting where it is announced. But have you ever wondered, though, how exactly does Jehovah reveal clarified understanding of the Scriptures, new light, in modern times? When the governing body is meeting together as the faithful and discreet slave, how does it work? How exactly does the light get brighter? How does Jehovah use that arrangement to clarify our understanding? Well, first of all, what do we know from the Scriptures? Let's look at 4 points. The first one is this: by what means does Jehovah reveal new light? Well, for that we can turn to 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and read together 1 Corinthians 2, verse 10. For it is to us God has revealed them through his Spirit. For the Spirit searches into all things, even the deep things of God. So clearly, by what means does Jehovah reveal new light? It's by his Spirit. We recognize the key role that Jehovah's Spirit has in revealing the truth.
There you are, you've heard for yourself what Jeffrey was saying. So the question that we have to ask, if new light is divine truth, why does it keep changing? Jehovah's Witnesses claim to be guided by divine new light, which means that God gradually reveals the truth to their leaders. But what happens when this new light constantly changes? If you are deriving benefits from this video, kindly show your appreciation and support by liking, subscribing, and pressing the notice bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be notified. For any comments that you have, good or bad, whether you like or don't like what I've said, please put the comments below. Also, if you have any questions, there's no problem if that new light is building on something. The challenge actually is not that Jehovah reveals this light gradually. The challenge is when the new light actually contradicts what was believed. The Jehovah's Witnesses would have taught something, but after some times they say clarified understanding. Jehovah has revealed to them something new. The question is, does it mean the last time God did not reveal to them? Or did they go wrong that now Jehovah has revealed new light to them? Here's the challenge with this new light. The problem is that Jehovah's Witnesses, they know that they've been teaching wrong things, or they may be teaching right things. The problem is that now when they realize that what they've been teaching is no longer attractive to people, what they will do is that they will change that and claim that Jehovah has gradually revealed new light to them and given them a clarified understanding. Does God change? The Bible tells us that God does not change. If God had taught them something in the past, but now they are claiming that he has given them new understanding, it means that they are claiming that God is a liar who lied before, but now is revealing something. Or they themselves did not understand God, but now they are better understanding God, which means in the past, what they taught was not the truth. What they are teaching is now the truth. The question is, how sure are we that this truth won't be changed very soon? And therefore, if it is divine truth, it should not change. It should remain the same. The truth is that this is an excuse the Jehovah's Witnesses are giving for trying to change because things are bad. As we have said, that beneath the surface of well-groomed, well-oiled machine of the Jehovah's Witnesses that seems to be better than any other church organization lies a storm of scandals that they are trying to cover up. A number of things are totally wrong in the Jehovah's Witnesses, and they are trying to undo the wrong that they have done for so many years. But this is bringing up so many other challenges. One of the challenges is that they are changing these policies to be able to attract membership. They are bringing about these changes in order to appear nice and try to maintain that well-crafted facade or facade that they've developed for the world to see, to be able to trap and deceive those unfortunate souls who will be trapped by this cult. Jehovah's Witnesses is trying to recreate that image. And the best way of recreating that image is to come up with a new excuse called new light to be able to justify. And unfortunately, they never even apologize. Let's listen to this clip by Jeffrey Winder about why they don't even apologize.
Well, knowing this, then we are not embarrassed about adjustments that are made, nor is an apology needed for not getting it exactly right previously. We understand this is how Jehovah operates. He reveals matters gradually when it is needed. And also, the governing body is neither inspired nor infallible, and so it can err in doctrinal matters or in organizational direction. The brothers do the best they can with what they have and what they understand at the time, but are happy if Jehovah sees fit to clarify matters, and then that can be shared with the brotherhood. And when that happens, we understand it's because it's Jehovah's time for that to happen, and we eagerly accept that.
So you've heard it for yourself. They don't even apologize for that new light that they're claiming that they have received. The challenge is that because things are so bad, and they know that things are going wrong, in order to hide what is going on, the challenges that the Jehovah's Witnesses are facing, they've come up with what they are calling new light. This is a way of justifying what they are going to do. Now, this new light brings in challenges. The first challenge is that when they do this, what is happening to them is that now they are moving away from who they are, the identity that they've used that has attracted a lot of people to them. They are moving away and they are becoming something else. Now that creates a problem for the faithfuls, because as they make these changes, the faithfuls start realizing and say, they told us that was truth. Now this truth has come. A number of viewers of my video who are former Jehovah's Witnesses have mentioned how that they began to realize that the truth has actually changed. And they begin to question, this is new truth, but was the other truth even the truth? Is this really the new truth? So that is the challenge. But what we're saying is that the reason why the Jehovah's Witnesses are coming up with this new light, the new light scandal, is because things are so bad. They need to solve this problem. And the only way of solving this problem is to adjust and change some of these beliefs they've had and try to justify it. Instead of acknowledging that things are bad, they don't want things to appear that bad. And that's why they've come up with what they are calling new light. It just shows how bad things are. It shows the desperation of the Jehovah's Witnesses, that they've now gone to supplying scriptures to be able to justify the new light. I have done a video on a detailed analysis of the scriptures that they've used in the new light, showing their desperation. And when you watch that video, I'll leave a link at the end of this video. When you watch that video, you just realize how much they've actually misinterpreted and misapplied the scriptures in desperation to try to justify the new light that they have received. I think the new light is just new lies. They want to appear attractive to the world, but the more they try to be attractive to the world, the more they alienate the old faithfuls who have sustained this organization. The challenge with the Jehovah's Witnesses is that whichever route they take, they are in problems. If they decide to change, they run into problems. If they remain the same, they also run into problems. Because remaining the same is the issue that their membership is declining. The new light has come up in order to undo their own practices like shunning and ensure that they continue to maintain a tax-free status. But by so doing, Jehovah's Witnesses are alienating the old faithfuls. They also want to attract young people who see Jehovah's Witnesses as an attractive, archaic, and old-fashioned. Hence, they have made changes to the grooming. They were very emphatic about how to dress, but now that same dressing, that same grooming that makes them look like executives has backfired, because the new generation does not want to have anything to do with them. There has been mass exodus of young people, and as a result of that, the Jehovah's Witnesses have decided to actually reform their grooming. Let's listen to the clip by one of the members of the governing body explaining the changes in the grooming.
Before we conclude, the governing body has asked me to read the following announcement. The governing body has decided that sisters may choose to wear slacks when participating in the ministry and when attending Christian meetings, assemblies, and conventions. If a sister chooses to wear slacks on such occasions, they should not be casual, but dignified, modest, and appropriate. When a sister has a part on the program, she should wear a skirt or a dress, if that is the standard of dress in that land. Of course, some sisters may choose to wear a skirt or a dress even when they do not have a part on the program. In addition, brothers may choose not to wear a tie or a jacket when participating in the ministry and when attending Christian meetings, assemblies, and conventions. If a brother chooses not to wear a tie or a jacket on such occasions, he should dress in a manner that is appropriate, modest, and dignified, not casual. When a brother has a part on the program, he should wear a tie and a jacket, if that is the standard of dress in that land. Of course, some brothers may choose to wear a tie or a jacket even when they do not have a part on the program. When visiting Bethel, it would be appropriate for brothers to wear a tie and a jacket, and for sisters to wear a skirt or a dress, if that is the standard of dress in that land.
In this program, we'll consider Bible principles that guide us when making decisions about dress and grooming. Recently, we've had updates about dress and grooming. We've talked about beards for brothers, slacks for sisters, and the use of jackets and ties for brothers. We're thankful that Jehovah trusts us in these matters. But some questions come up. First of all, do these adjustments about dress and grooming mean that we are lowering our standards? Not at all.
Let's also listen to another clip that is talking about keeping beard, because in the past, keeping a beard was a very serious offense, particularly if you were an elder. I watched one video where somebody was ostracized for wearing a beard. So it was wrong then, but now it has become right.
How should we view a brother who chooses to grow a beard today? The governing body has asked me to read the following announcement. A number of branch offices around the world have written to us indicating that there continue to be questions about whether or not it is proper for a brother in an appointed position to wear a beard. After prayerful consideration, the governing body has concluded that there is a need to clarify this matter. The governing body does not have an issue with brothers wearing beards. Why not? Because the scriptures do not condemn the wearing of beards.
This is the flip-flop nature of the Jehovah's Witnesses doctrine. It's only people that have been blinded by this cult, actually, who cannot see how wrong this is. And they keep on justifying. I suppose it's a psychological defense mechanism, because they've believed so much that they are following the truth. They've ostracized other people because they say they're the ones who are following the truth, who know the truth. Now, all of a sudden, you realize that your truth is not truth at all. So, instead of facing with the truth, you go into cognitive dissonance. You can't justify what has happened, so you just keep on defending, when deep down your heart you know that this is not right. You've been lied to. Let's listen to the clip about how Jehovah's Witnesses is trying to attract young people, because many young people don't want to be part of this organization that is ruled by old men.
And there is a particular need for young brothers who can apply to come to Bethel and be trained and in time qualified to serve as overseers or to take the lead in departments such as the service department or public information department, hospital information department, and many others. We need brothers who can in time qualify to serve on branch committees. And even in branches where the Bethel family is small, we need young brothers to apply. Because the brothers and sisters who have been carrying the load for years, we love them, but they're getting older. And they have a zeal for the work, but they recognize the need to train others so that Jehovah's work can continue.
When you think of a missionary, perhaps you think of someone older who has been preaching for many years. But of course, many were very young when they started. In fact, in the mid to late 1940s, 30% of the missionaries sent from Gilead were under 24 years of age. They were young, energetic, full of life, willing to accept assignments around the world, and they accomplished incredible things. For instance, in 1943, we were preaching in 54 lands, and the number of publishers was still relatively small. Jehovah blessed their hard work and zeal. In just 5 years, the number of publishers worldwide nearly doubled. By 1953, it had doubled again, and the reach of Jehovah's organization expanded to 143 lands. That 10-year burst of activity laid the foundation for Jehovah's organization to grow into what it has become today. Over 8 million people spread across 239 lands, reaching billions with the truth.
If you are deriving benefits from this video, kindly show your appreciation and support by liking, subscribing, and pressing the notice bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be notified. For any comments that you have, good or bad, whether you like or don't like what I've said, please put the comments below. Also, if you have any questions, don't forget to ask your questions and I'll respond to you. In addition, if you feel that this video will benefit somebody else, please don't forget to share it with them. You can share with as many people as you can. For the other video that I mentioned, a detailed analysis of the scriptures that they've used, click on this link.